Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations for Our Success. We are so excited that you are here. Wow, it's been a great 2 weeks. The year is starting off really well. So I have Marquise. Marquise, you're here. Dr. Linda
Yeah.
Dugan will be joining us in a moment. But hey, Marquise, greet everyone.
Greetings, everyone. We're
Can you
so
hear me?
very happy, delighted to have you with us this evening. Looking forward to a robust session this evening. The sharing of knowledge and information and wisdom for you, the viewer, that you can have the best year, one of the best years of your life. So I'm excited, ready to get started and to dig in and share what God has placed upon our hearts to share with you. Amen.
All right. Yes. And tonight we're going to be talking about momentum. Yes, gaining momentum. We started off talking about SMART goals, right? Because everybody sets goals. You know, resolutions. What else, Marquise?
Plans,
Put their plans, write their plans,
goals,
and I'm assistant you made.
you know,
We say we're gonna
the new year.
We say we're gonna do this year. Is gonna be the year that I'm gonna do that. I know for me, I'm like, this year is gonna be the year that my fitness journey is gonna really heighten up. This year is gonna be the year that I am going to write. I'm gonna publish something. I don't care if it's a poem or if it's an article, a magazine article, something I'm going to publish this year, right? So you start off the year with something that you really have in your heart to do. And so we wanted to make sure that before you start, that you really had a great mindset to do that. And so we talked about SMART goals. So make sure that those goals, if you wanted to achieve them, and that you would actually use the SMART concept, which is SMART, and that was specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And then and then we went to start.
Yes.
Stop, think,
assess,
okay,
route your approach, and take action. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thus the
So,
acronym START.
Mark, why don't you recap on that start before we hop into momentum? Why don't you recap on that start?
Yes, using the acronym of the word START, the new year presents what many of us say are new beginnings. And for most of us, there are a number of things that we want to start, we want to stop, looking at goals further on down the road, things that we can achieve, some lifelong plans, things that we aspire to do. So beginning with, we want to stop and just assess where we are, and that's stop and look, where are you in life, and so we want to also think, what are the practical things that we want to do, achievable things that we aspire to achieve. So there's that thinking process, and being, what we talked about in the last session was having that right mindset. So we want to think and be in the right mindset, and then we want to assess, and that is, what is a priority to you, and there may be 5, 10, 20 things on your list. Assess those prioritize those items on your list. So we need to do an assessment as to where we are. What's most important? What's going to be most helpful? Where can I get in the biggest bang for my buck? And then we want to route your approach and to achieve certain aspects of goals. There's a right approach and there's a wrong approach. So we want to be able to route what we consider getting on that path, getting on that journey that's going to take you and lead you to success and to be able to achieve your goals. And then for finally, the T, take action. Bible talks about without, works, we can have all the faith in the world, but unless we put in the effort, unless we put in the hard work, the long hours, we take some kind of action where we are making progress along the way. So for the acronym START, it's stop, again, think, assess, route your approach, and take action. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so we hope that you got your SMART goals in. So you got your SMART and then your START. And today we're going to do get moving, your momentum. We want to make sure that you keep the momentum. And last time we actually talked about, like, if you were in a race, how when you start the race, basically it's based upon what type of race you're in. And so when you think of momentum, you might think of pace in a sense. What's my pace right now? What's my momentum? Because you got to start with pacing yourself, and then increasing your pace. Momentum is, it's almost like the snowball. It's as the more you go, the more you gain. The more it rolls, the more you gain. And so we want to make sure that you look at the things that is necessary to gain that momentum, to make sure you stay on course. And in that, we're going to talk about focus. That's one of the things that you can do to make sure that you gain momentum. You want to focus. And I was talking to a colleague the other day, and I said, "Oh, I need to borrow that." She had an acronym too. So yeah, we're giving you all these acronyms because it's been proven that people kind of learn things or remember things better if they put it in the form of acronym. So focus, FOCUS, is follow one course until successful. So F for follow, O for one, C for course, U for until, and S for successful. Now you guys know this is conversations for our success. So we definitely want you to be successful in everything you do. And even though it says follow one course, what it's basically saying is stick to it. Stick to what you're doing. I mean, if your goals is to do several things this year, you still, when you're focused on one thing, you get more done in that one area. But if you have to spread out your focus, then you don't get as much done, as fast as you could. And I think that you would want to make sure that you put a lot of energy in doing that one thing. And that's going to require like a right mindset. What are your thoughts about that, Marquise?
Yes, it's imperative, to set a goal, make a plan, and to build on momentum. it is what's going to carry you through the journey to get to where you want to be. An example of that is a person whose goal this year is to say lose 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds. That goal may be to get in that size 14, 16 dress you have hanging in the back of your closet. And so there has to be some gains along the way. And what I want to emphasize is that as you begin planning, working your plan, you want to start small. You want to have some wins. You want to have some gains, because unless you see progress, then it's going to lead you to continue doing what you're doing. It's going to keep you on track. And small steps can lead to and have a big impact. And that is the momentum in terms of goal setting. So
that's
it's important
I'm sorry.
That's why it's important to begin with having some, take small steps to get you started. Have some wins, in your pocket. And so small steps add up to big results. And that would be like someone constructing and building a house. You start small, the frame, the foundation, the walls, the structure, the inner walls. And so at some point, whether it's halfway or 3/4 away, you see progress being made. And that is what's going to motivate you to continue on. And so as you continue to have these wins, remember this: success breeds success. That's getting up.
I like that. Say that one more time. Say that one more time, Marquis.
Success breeds success. And consistency breeds also success. So being consistent, not taking some time off, or I'll get to it when I can, or do it when I can. It's about being consistent. And so again, that's all a part about the equation, the part of building that progress and seeing and having that momentum. Small steps they're not overwhelming. Oftentimes, that's why you see fitness centers pretty much crowded the first 2 months of the year. People get excited. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to start dieting. I'm going to start eating salads and fruits. And then pretty soon, they're not seeing these gains. I'm not losing weight fast enough. And so people become frustrated. They begin to slack off. They begin to give up. What's the point of putting in this work, this effort, if I'm not seeing any results? People become overwhelmed. And so seeing these small gains, you're more likely to stick to what you're doing, having these wins in your back pocket and gaining that momentum.
And I'm glad you said that, because in coaching, we always talk about looking at your prior successes, because prior successes help you to see, hey, I did that, and I can do this. So look back, like Marquis said, celebrate those, take those small steps. I don't care if it's a baby step. Every day, do something towards your goal. Every day, do something that's going to move you closer to your goal. I don't care if you sit up and meditate for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, visualizing you achieving that goal. I sit and I visualize what I'm going to look like when I lose a few more pounds. I'm going down, y'all. And I visualize what it's going to look like. The other day, I was visualizing me signing autographs of my book. Amen. I was like at Barnes and Nobles and, and I was signing autographs of my book. I was visualizing what it would be to see my book on a New York Times bestsellers list. Mm-hmm. And, and so that's one thing, because you're keeping the vision before you. But if your vision doesn't lead you to action, if it doesn't lead you to doing something about it, like I had to get up and dance, because seeing myself, I was like, well, if I don't do anything, but I just dream and vision, then guess what? It's nothing but a dream or a vision. Yeah. So I had to get up. So do something, like he said, small baby steps, but whatever step you take, whether it's a small step, a big leap, or whatever, celebrate. That's what he's also saying is take the time to celebrate, to see that as a success. And like he said, success is going to build momentum and breed success. Yes. Mm-hmm. So as you're successful, you start wanting to, and so, and I think about, an example of that, is, if you think about it. So when because I get on the scale like every day, and when I see that I've dropped like 2-3 pounds, and the next day I get on the scale and I picked up like 2 of those, and then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, I dropped 3, I picked up 2, so that's probably water weight. So I'm not going to worry about that. But the fact that I dropped 3 pounds, I'm going. It makes me feel good. And then I go back the next day, and that I'm back with that 3 pound loss. Because throughout the day, now I'm thinking, okay, I need some more movement. Okay, I need less calories in. And like sometimes if I like gorge or eat more than I should, then I got to do more, right? So that's just my own little personal thing that I'm working on. But the momentum, I'm excited now, because I don't really care about the weight, to tell you the truth. I just weigh myself because studies show that people who may have long-term weight loss, they actually weigh themselves every day. That's one of the studies. And so that's what I do. I do that. And I think it just gives me a visual, but I really want to lose inches. So I want to see the inches, long. I don't really have sagging on, thank God, but I want to see more form, because I used to have like, man, you could see the form of my arms, but it wasn't. So even at this size, but if I make a muscle, I can't see like the form. So I want to see the form. I just want to get tone.
You want muscle.
And so
tone, right.
And I want muscle, and I want to lose some inches. So, and get tone, so anyway, the more you do, the more it's going to the more it's going to motivate you to keep it moving, to keep doing it, to pick it up. So that's what we're saying to you today, is that take those small steps, take those giant leaps, whatever it is you take at your pace, but keep it moving, and take the time to celebrate little wins, little milestones. Okay, boom. When I wanted to learn how to run the longer race, because I was very good at the sprint, but when I wanted to learn the longer race, I had to learn to slow my roll, because I was so used to jumping out there. And, because I was fast, I was used to jumping out there. And it's like, you can't do that, Mary, when you're trying to run a 4 400, you can't do that. You're going to have to, you got to, start off slower, increase your pace. Then you can start sprinting towards the end. And so as I'm passing people, think of yourself being in a race. As you're passing people, those are like milestones. Boom, boom. Woo! Yeah, celebrate. I already passed that, and it'll keep you moving. Another thing that keeps you moving and that helps you gain momentum is your cheerleading squad. The people on the site. Do you notice that most of these high school and actually young youth, let's just say youth, even from small peewee all the way up, they always have cheerleaders, pep squad. I don't know if they call pep squad now, but that's what they was called back in the day. But they're always having those that are rooting for you. You need your own little pep squad or your own little cheerleading. I guess I should say what the pep squad is. They didn't want to you do the singing and the dancing and the whatever, and they really, it was like you had extra because you only had so many cheerleaders. But the pep squad was the group of people, bunch of people cheering for you. You need to find you one. If it's just a couple of people, if you are trying to go this route alone, how we talked about and Marquise recapped it today, to route your approach. Don't route a lonely approach. You need some cheerleaders. You need some motivators. You need some encouragers. You need some that's going to say, hey, wait a minute, you need to get up because you already said you're going to do this thing. So you really need to have, people that are going to be there to help you through this. So that when you route your approach, you want to make sure that you have a team to help you to take that action. And on those days when you don't feel like doing it. So, if Marquise or Linda say to me, "Boy, I can't wait to see you in that outfit because you're going to be looking good," I would say, yeah, I know. I can't let them down. So, I tell Marquise, I can't wait to read your book,
Yeah.
Marquise, I think that you should just say something about mindset here because, man, that chapter and where you talk about mindset is just, is give them a little bit of snippet of just that part, a little bit of about that, where you was talking about losing weight. I mean, getting fit is more than just losing weight or, before you embark on that, you got to consider some other things. I ain't trying to tell our book, but I'm just saying that, I can't tell them all the book because there's a lot in it, but that part was so critical. It's really helping me as I revisit it.
Any task or anything that you take on, whether it's small, whether it's big, monumental, it first begins in your mind. And to recap or reiterate what I said last week is that the human mind is a very, very powerful entity in which God has blessed us with. And we as humans, we only use between 5 and 10% of our mind's capacity. However, when there's a positive mindset, you're able to overcome obstacles. You're able to not only overcome, but go over, go around, go under, whatever your goal is. Whether it's losing weight or saving money to buy that first house, going back to school, it's within your grasp. But first, having that right mindset. 30 years ago, I never imagined myself writing a book. And I began to believe in myself that the gifts, the talents that God has blessed me with, has endowed me with, enables me to overcome that self-doubt, that saying, well, I can't do this, but believing in not only in myself, my abilities, but the calling and the purpose of my life. It enables me to say, you know, I can do this. It's not so big, so monumental, so extraordinary that me, Marquise Evans, you know, it can't be done. So again, having that mindset and talking about goals and achieving those goals and having success at the end of the day or end of the week. Now, when we get honest with ourselves, we cannot lie to ourselves because we know the truth. Other folks we can lie to and say, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But at the end of the day, end of the week, when your head hits that pillow and you say to yourself, I put forth the effort, I put forth the work, I'm getting closer to achieving my goals. And as you edge along that journey, you're getting closer and closer and closer, and making that progress, having those wins. Another thing we need to touch on is overcoming distractions. There are going to be distractions. There are going to be roadblocks. There are going to be dead ends. And of course, the ever presence of the enemy who comes to distract us, who comes to impede our progress, who comes to throw a wrench in whatever it is that we are doing. And so when we are focused and we do not allow the distractions, yes, they are going to come. That's just the type of world in which we live in. And so overcoming those distractions, getting back on task and moving forward. And at the end of the day or end of the week, and when you lay back and you look at what you have done, for the week and the progress that you have made, that's where you gain that momentum. And, I like to just believe that with God, all things are possible. I believe this, that if I put forth the effort, whatever doors need to be open, whatever people need to come to help me, God will provide. That's the kind of God that we serve. But first, when we do our part, then God will do his part. There's a quote by a man named Wallace Wattles, and he wrote, and he said, God can't help helping me. He must do so in order to help himself. So whatever doors need to be open, whatever walls need to be knocked down, whatever people need to come and assist and aid and provide for you, God will provide. God is in the details, my brothers and sisters. And everything that he has called, he has purposed, he has commissioned for you to do, the purpose in your life, your reason for living, God will provide. And so understanding, there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be distractions. But staying focused, staying on task, you will not only achieve your goals, but you will even exceed your goals. You know, just like Marianne. Marianne visions someday having a book signing, and she's sitting at the table signing books, being interviewed, CBS News, ABC News, her book on the New York Times
Go ahead. Yeah.
best-selling list. You know, I aspire though those very same things. You know, I wrote in my vision board that I'm a New York Times best-selling author, and I'm a Pulitzer Prize award-winning author. You know, you have to believe it before you see it. And so when we get that deep down in us, when you really believe that this is your calling, this is your purpose, nothing or no one can stop and impede the work of God. So whatever your goal is, my brother and my sister.
So let me recap. Let me recap a little. Yeah, because that was really, really, really wonderful. I mean, that was wisdom, that was encouragement, that was, you know, tools that I hope you take away, you know, because we're saying that you want to have one of the best years of your life. We are aspiring to have one of the best years of our lives. And just like tonight, if you all know, we came on a few minutes late, but we are still on because we're going to keep it moving no matter what technology, what challenges that we're having, we face, we keep it moving. And we know our call, we know our why. That was the next thing I was going to step into. That will help you keep momentum is your why. We'll talk about that in a moment. But to go back to what we've shared with you so far is that you're going to have to focus, have some focus. In order to have momentum, you want to focus. You want to have a cheerleading squad, people to be with you. You want to celebrate your small wins. You want to take those small steps, giant leaps, whatever you take, but you want to take them and you want to celebrate them, you know, as you hit each little milestone. And then, Marquis, I'm sorry, you were just sharing, God, it just slipped my mind. The last thing that you just said was, I know you were saying that, you know, will provide, God will help you. So we understand that some of you may not be Christians. We do understand and we know that, and you all know, if you've been following us at all, you know that we are Christians, but we understand that everybody may not be called to Christianity. So, and we're not here to judge or come anybody, but because will do. Many times you're going to hear us say about what God will do, because in our opinion, he will. If you don't, and it's all on you, you know, and you don't believe that God's going to do it, or you don't believe in a creator, you don't believe in higher power, you don't believe in anything but your own, you know, self, I'm sure that's a heavy load. I think that the first person that should be on your team should be God. But if he's not, and you handling it all by yourself, then bless you. We're still, you can, these principles still work. They still work. And so knowing that you're not alone in this, knowing that you could, you know, celebrate your wins. Anybody could do that. You could do that. Making sure you have a team. Another thing is your why. work with a new client, I want to know what's important about what they want to work on. Why is it important to you? What is important about this goal? What's important about your goal? Now we're going to be doing a maximizing me 2023 when we actually base is what's important about when a accomplish. It's your why. Momentum. That means you're going faster. You're sticking with it. To stay focused on it, to stay motivated to do it. Because there are going to be sometimes you don't feel like doing it. You don't want to do it. But your why, your system of belief, which is what Marquise was going over, your system of belief, your why, your team. You have so many tools and resources. But when you look at, you can see your external resources, and we're really trying to exemplify. Well, what we're trying to do is amplify your internal resources, because at the end of the day, your system of belief will help you even when you don't feel like you want to do it. And if that system of belief, if you're a Christian, let's talk to Christians for a minute. Hey, if you're a Christian, do you believe that God has called you to do this thing, whatever you are about to accomplish or what you set? Does Marquise believe that God is called him to write this book, or is it just something that he wants to do? Or is he doing it for his family? Is he doing it for a legacy? Is he doing it because he's always seen himself as an author? There's so many reasons. I want to lose weight. Let me tell you, I know I don't just want to lose weight just to get skinny or small. I will never be skinny. I was never skinny, but I was always a brick house though. But anyway, now I'm like a mountain house. No, but anyway, I want to get more fit because I'm 62 now, and this weight is just like way too much to be carrying on my bones as I get older. Having a lot of weight on you, I don't want to be too small, but having a lot of weight on you is not a good thing. And plus, I don't want the risk of getting high blood pressure or diabetes or a sickness or disease or anything like that. So I want to be as healthy as I can. So that's one of my whys. I want to write the book because the books the program, because I believe that's what God has called me to do. So those are my whys, and it's not the full extent of my whys. So you have your why that you can put up on the wall, write the vision, make it plain. Let your team know. You can't tell everybody your stuff because some people are haters or some people are naysayers, and that will kind of drain you, which is our next point, which is watch what you put in your ear and in your heart about your goals and your plans. You don't want to be listening to a bunch of naysayers when you're trying to accomplish something. That will slow you down or bring you to a halt. Don't you agree, Marquis?
I agree. Of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sad commentary.
Somebody to.
Well, the sad commentary is that there would be a lot of folks going to their grave never having written the book that they wanted to write, the song they wanted to publish, because of that doubt, okay, and because they were unable to get unstuck from where they are to achieve that goal. I like to think that a lot of multimillionaires, billionaires, Tyler Perry, a lot of these people started from humble beginnings, and I think we're all familiar with his story. And he had a dream, of putting on stage plays, and we know the story of him living in his car. A lot of other actors who struggled early on in their careers, Samuel L. Jackson and on, but they were able to persevere over doors being closed on them, lack of resources, lack of money, having a poverty mindset, discrimination, you name it. However, they were able to overcome all those odds and to be successful in their own right and in their particular fields. So it can be done, people. Whatever your goal, whatever your dream, whatever your desire it is, you can achieve it. Never let no one tell you that you can't, that you're not smart enough, you're not the right race, you're not the right height, you're not the right build. You don't come from a certain pedigree of family. My parents did not go to college. My sister and myself are the first of our generation to go to college and get an education. And so whatever your goal, whatever your desire, whatever your dream, however lofty it may be, you can achieve that. So understand where you are, assess where you are. And like Marion was saying, get a vision of yourself. See yourself in your field or that particular profession or that particular size, getting into that size 14, 16, size 12, going back to college and getting that advanced degree, becoming an entrepreneur, selling or service, whatever it may be, engineering. It is within your grasp, but it all starts with the right mindset. My uncle used to always say, if you make one step, God will make two. So when you put forth the effort, the hard work, the sweat, the tears, the long hours, the sacrifices, denying yourself, that's the step. That's the progress that has to be made. You make that one step and God will make two.
Yeah. And Marquise, I was just thinking, one of our the people in our conversation is Shauna Felice, and Shauna wrote a book, and I can remember when she was writing this book, and she stuck with the book. I was trying to I put a thing in the chat to ask her the name of her book, because I know it's Lucifer something, and it's about the angels. The war that went on, and just some of the tactics. She did illustration, and there was a lot of work that she did. But she saw that book. Oh, it's an angel. That's the name of the book, Lucifer, the Fallen Angel. And welcome to the conversation, John. Thanks so much for all of your comments. Because we love it when you interact with us during the conversation, because it feels more like a conversation when we're getting people to interact. And if you're watching this after we go live, hey, you're still welcome to comment as you review this, as you view it. But yeah, when you, Sean, put in a comment, tell us, how did it make you feel when you were actually, going, just about to release that book, because it is released, right? I remember you finished it. Is it released yet, Sean? Put that in a comment. Let us know if it's released, where people could, because I think they could get it on Amazon. She might, I don't know if she fell off. Oh, she says yes, you can get it on Amazon. And if there's any other outlets, let me know, Sean. Yeah, so you guys get her book. It's very good. But she was, oh, here you go. She says, this one finishing the website. So she's got a website for the book. So I told you, I was like, man, when you have your autograph signing party at Barnes and Noble, or what's the other one? Book, what is it? What's the other? I know the anyway, any of these outlets, I definitely want to be there. Yes, we'll be this week. Okay. All right. So is Lucifer the Fallen Angel, and Sean did that. We are working. Our cohort right now is the first cohort is Arthur's. So this first cohort, if you want to get in on it, we are holding each other accountable. We are supporting each other. We are helping each other. We're all year long. At the end of the year, the goal that we start out with now is the goal that we'll achieve. And some of us will achieve it before the end of the year. But it's maximizing me in 2023, so it can be through to the end. We got to December the 31st, but we're holding each other accountable to get things done before the end. So if you know someone that wants to join our cohort of Arthurs or aspiring Arthurs, let us know. Leave a comment or inbox us. What do they say? What do they say now when they say when they put in a message? I am us. Oh, look, I'm getting there. But listen, we're not going to belabor the time. We are so excited. We sorry Dr. Dugan didn't make today. She was having some technical difficulties. We were having technical difficulties. So but we made it. And, and at that time, well, we'll put in an advertisement, but I think about taking this real serious, because we'll be getting ready. That'll be the last month of the quarter. And we want to make sure that you end this last month of the quarter still focused. Still focused. I think Sean wrote something, and I'm going to do it. Her book is a biblical story on the war in heaven, the friendship of God and Lucifer, and what happened after the fall. So that's what her book is about. So we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks and talking more about how are you going to end this first quarter. All right, how did it go? What went well? What didn't go as well? So we're going to take Mark. And we're going to work on this solid beginning. And we're going to keep saying beginning, because we're going to take this quarter by quarter. They're finding out that even the long-term 18 months, if you all just roll through COVID, sometimes the 18 months crash. But if we want to get to the 18-month goal, we're going to have to take, like Marky said, those tiny chunks. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. don't eat elephant, but I would still say you can only eat them one bite at a time. So anyway, so let's just think about it. Make sure you stand on course. Come on, guys. Don't fall down. Get your team together. Make sure you're stopping, you're thinking, you're meditating, you're praying. Make sure you have a good team sizes. If you are a Christian or you want to be one, pray, pray, pray. It really works. God opens the doors that you just cannot believe. That, you know, it's just, I can imagine. I can imagine going this life, doing this life alone. Things go better. Things go better with Christ, sticking to it. Anyway, we love you so much. Marquise, you got any final words for our viewers, our gang, our team, our group, listeners?
It's always a honor, a privilege, and a pleasure for me to share. I've had many wonderful life experiences. The things that I've done, the places that I've gone. I look back and wow, you know, the Lord has just brought me a mighty long way, and so I enjoy sharing and extending this knowledge that God has imparted to me, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding to help you to be all that God has called you to be. So with that, I'll bid you all a good evening and look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Fantastic. All right, gang, love you all so much. And thanks so much for listening and for joining us. And yeah, thank you so much, Sean. And she's writing a sequel to her book too. You're welcome, Sean. Love you. I love you all. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And what is that? And you figure out the mountain time in between. All right, love you and bye for now.
All right. Well, we made it through.
Let's see. Well, I'm just trying to end the live. There we go. All right, gang. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.